Tyler Conklin. And last year, Tyler Conklin had 87 targets, 61 receptions, 621 yards, zero touchdowns. Thoughts on Tyler Conklin?
So Conklin was another guy who saw usage. Now his snap share was not nearly as high as K Otton's, right? He was on the field for roughly about 76%, maybe 77% of all the Jets plays throughout the season. Missed one game. Or no, excuse me, played all games, but he did give you a goose egg in week 8 against the Giants of all teams. Very interesting. Uh, Conklin was a great streaming tight end last year for that same reason, right? Otton, people liked Otton. They stashed him a little bit because he was a lot of people's darling. Tyler Conklin just got you points. Like you knew the Jets were going to be down in most cases. Like the offense wasn't going to be driving the ball down the field. And so Tyler Conklin was great because you could count on him for 3, 4, 5 catches a game. And he did put that up most of the time. The biggest problem was touchdowns, right? It makes it really hard to make a difference when there's no touchdowns. But 87 targets and 61 grabs, if he's able to put a couple touchdowns with that, guys, we're talking tight end 12. Like he jumps that far up the ranking with 2 touchdowns. Like you're talking tight end 12 at this point. So he's right there on the cusp. I like him with Aaron Rodgers this year. So he is a guy that if you're waiting a little bit on tight end, there's some value there to play with the upside of Rodgers. And we've seen Aaron do some really cool things with tight ends throughout his career.
What was it, Robert Tonyan, old Bobby Tonyan? Like Aaron Rodgers made that a household fantasy name back a few seasons ago, right? And kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like Tyler Conklin has the skill set to definitely do some good things here and definitely can show out there. It wouldn't surprise me to see if Tyler Conklin's a guy that's knocking on the door of back end tight end one when we look up at the end of the season. Like this is a guy that I wouldn't mind going late round tight end on, right? Like if I'm punting the position and going through that route, like not a guy that I would mind being that late round tight end dart throw. And this is a guy too that over the last 3 seasons has averaged 87 targets, right around 60 receptions, and right around 600 yards. Like from a tight end perspective, like that's what you're hoping that you can get from a volume play is that kind of targets, that kind of receptions, that kind of yardage. The only thing that's kind of hindered his upside has been the touchdowns to it, and with a Aaron Rodgers led Jets offense, I would think that we would see more touchdown opportunities for Tyler Conklin, and Aaron Rodgers certainly looks for those big body tight ends in the red zone there.